We begin the needs assessment process by analyzing the organization and the training context. Let's learn more about this step in this lecture. Through organizational analysis, we examine the business strategy, the support for training among managers, peers, potential trainees, and other stakeholders, and training resources. The goal is to determine if training is necessary, and if so, what kind of training. We don't need to identify the specific tasks, the specific KSAOs, the training content just yet. We will collect more details later on in the needs assessment process that will help us design the actual learning event. Through organizational analysis, we are trying to determine if we should invest time and money into a training program. We are trying to figure out whether it will meet the organization's needs. This process also helps us determine whether we are going to buy the training program from an external consultant or a vendor, or whether we're going to develop it in-house using the resources we have available. Some companies end up doing both, managing some aspects of training and development in-house and outsourcing other activities. Here are the 3 pieces of information or 3 components that are most important to organizational analysis. The business strategy will dictate the competencies that a company needs in order to succeed today and in the future. We also need to assess the work environment, the amount of support that trainees receive before training and after training. We need to assess whether the work environment has the features that we would like it to have. If no support is available, that is going to impact how we design the training program. Because training programs involve not just the learning event itself, but also pre-training and post-training activities. We have to assess whether or not the organization has the resources to invest in training. Resources can include time, money, expertise, and so on. Every stage of the development process has costs associated with it. We need to understand those costs before we decide to pay them. So where do we find the information that we need? Here are a few examples. Start with stakeholders, like potential trainees and managers. Top leaders, if you can get an appointment with them. Ask them to tell you what they need in terms of training, development, learning opportunities. Review the organization's short and long-term goals, as well as the goals of the training and development system. Conduct a culture audit and a climate survey to better understand the norms, the traditions, the lingo of the work environment. Collect and analyze performance data from as many people as possible and for the organization as well. Take note of the HR department's training needs. Try to better understand the technology that is used by your organization and any training needs associated with that technology. We also want to collect information about the limitations, the constraints of the current training situation. Again, the more data we collect, the better our decisions tend to be. If we identify that a performance gap exists and we decide that training is necessary, we can move to the next step of the process, person analysis.